when I first began experimenting with psychedelics, I made the error that whatever experiences I was having were experiences that were being had by everyone else who have experimented with psychedelics, is experimenting with psychedelics. And that turns out to be a big error, because whatever an individual experiences under the influence of psychedelics is very much subjective to them, and specifically to the density at which their soul is vibrating at. So if you're familiar with the law of one, which I really have been talking a lot about in these videos, basically it's a channeled material by an entity named Ra, and it's incredible. It just sort of explains the whole game to you. Yeah, it just makes perfect sense. So there are 7 densities in which the soul evolves through, back from in the time-space illusion, from separation to oneness. And they correspond to the chakras as well. And so you see this all over the 7 heavens and hells. In Islam and Christianity, they tell you there are 7 layers of heaven, which are really the chakras. The yogis and the Hindus tell you that. And then, the channeled material in the law of one. So each soul primarily vibrates at a particular density, and that's where it's at in its evolution back to its source. So what happens when an individual, a human being, let's say, takes psychedelics, because it sort of, that soul transcends its humanity and sort of goes, it shows you your soul, right? It connects you deep with your soul, wherever that soul is vibrating in the time-space illusion, that's where the psychedelic takes that soul to and shows that soul what is beyond. Because if I am a 3rd density soul and I'm going to evolve to 4th density, the psychedelic is not likely to show me 7th density. Not likely, although it can, but not likely. Maybe I would have to do crazy amounts for it to even override all the densities and take me straight to the 7th. But often, especially if it's a therapeutic dose, if I am a soul vibrating at 3rd density, the psychedelic is going to show me what is necessary for me to go to 4th density. If I am a soul vibrating at 5th density, the psychedelic is going to show me what is helpful for me to evolve into the next density. You see? So, and so that's what happens. Now, I could be a 6th density soul, but currently I'm vibrating at 4th density or 3rd density. Still yet, the psychedelic will show me what is necessary for me to act in a 4th density manner. So people will have different experiences based on whatever is needed for them to evolve into the next level of their evolution. And because most human beings are operating at the 3rd density, that's 96 to 98% of humans. If a human soul operating at 3rd density takes psychedelics, it's very unlikely that experience will take them to the void, to non-duality, to the crown chakra. Very unlikely. And I would say that a good amount of people who take psychedelics never really experience non-duality, non-dual states fully. Because that's far for their evolution. So a lot of people will take psychedelics and they'll feel like, man, I feel this sense of love. Oh man, like I love my friends, I love my parents. They feel a sense of love. They plug into the love frequency, the heart chakra, the 4th chakra, the 4th density. Community, interconnectedness. Wow, I'm connected to nature. So my first trip, I experienced that. My first few trips, perhaps, because at the time, although I do come from 6th density, that's the wanderers and the star seeds. Most of them are 5th and 6th. I'm 6th density. My soul is working its way to evolve to the 7th. But my first trip or 2, I plugged into connectedness because I was like vibrating at 3rd density pretty much. I was fast asleep. I was so identified with the human experience. But as I continued to experiment, it began to show me different sides of what is and different experiences. I have a friend who took psychedelics so many times, and he has no understanding of non-duality, not very wise, but the psychedelic continuously showed him love, because he is, his soul is vibrating at third density, and he is a dear friend of mine, and very easy to tell. His soul, he's a human soul. He's very involved he's got a lot of earth karma, human karma, and it continuously showed him what's next. I can't sit down with him. He took maybe just as much psychedelics as I have in terms of big trips, not in terms, and he microdosed also. He actually had a phase, a 3-4 months phase where he microdosed. And so he done enough psychedelics, right? But, through that friend, I realized, man, wait, this takes people to different places. It's not, no one's having the same experience, because I'm having completely different experiences than him. Completely. And he's done it enough. Okay, he must have had at least, 20 big trips. He's done 5 grams, heroic doses. He microdosed for 4 months, I think, maybe even 6. And continuously, the psychedelic was showing him what's the next level, 4th density. It would show him how to treat his family better, how to resolve conflict with his brother, because he had a conflict with his brother. It would continuously show him how to operate better in the workplace, how to be more connected with others. 4th density, it never took him anywhere beyond. He's not very wise. He's such a lovable guy, very loving, but not very wise. He's not very wise. I don't think the psychedelics ever took him to wisdom, to 5th density and beyond. Even in the 5 grams, it never really took him to wisdom. And I'd be there having my own experience, and I'm on 5 grams and he's on 5 grams, and it's different places. The psychedelic was showing him how to stop smoking, how to depend less on weed, basically taking him from 3rd density to 4th density. And I'm there like, oh my God, I have a mission. Oh my God, it's like different experiences altogether. Because psychedelics are teachers, and they will see where you are vibrating, where your primary density vibration is, and they will take you to the next level. The first few trips, the psychedelic pretty quickly took me from 3rd to 4th, because although my primary vibration is 6th density, right? For you wanderers and starseeds, and you're aware of this, all starseeds, most of them are 5th and 6th. But pretty quickly, within the 3rd or 4th density, I began to tap into wisdom. Very quickly. And mission. Very quickly. By the 7th or 8th trip, I was already ranting about my mission. And I received my mission and what I'm here to do. Blah, blah, blah. And I was getting into wisdom and oneness, and seeing that everything is one and everything is perfect as it is, which is wisdom. Love is not exactly seeing perfection. It's like, wow, I love you. I'm connected to you. It's a recognition. You see? And later on, it began to take me into ecstatic states of bliss, which is 7th density, 7th chakra. Right? I can't speak for my friend never had that. I mean, again, he's not a very wise. Even under psychedelics, not a lot of wisdom there. Not a lot, and that's understandable, because that's where he's got to move to 4th density. You see? He's an earth soul. He's native to earth. His work is from 3rd density to 4th density. And where for me, pretty quickly it started to take me into ecstatic states of bliss, 7th density, crown chakra. States of non-verbal communication. No, the Tao that can be spoken is not the true Tao. And so as I continued to experiment myself, and as I continued to be around others, because I was around others, I experimented with a friend recently, a few months ago. It was the same woman I got intimate with. I was with her, that we were together the whole time. Totally different experiences. Again. Totally different experiences. So over and over, it became clear to me that I was making the error of thinking that I'm having the same experiences as everyone else, and everyone else must get it now. Don't you get it? It's all perfect. Don't you get it? It's all a cosmic joke. It's all a game. Don't you get? And I said, no, hold on. No, No, they're not. They don't get it because they're not supposed to get it because they can't yet get it. You can't start a video game and play for, and be at level 5 and suddenly go to level 100. It doesn't make sense. You won't even know how to play with the character. All the weapons you have, everything, you don't even know how to navigate through the character. But you make your way up to the level, so they can't get it. They're not ready to get it, and that's okay. You know, because at the highest level, the 6th density specifically, or 5th density of 6, with wisdom, you see that it's all a game, and it's all, and you know, you sort of don't really take any of it with much seriousness. But again, a lot of the people that I was having these experiences with, they weren't really understanding it because they're not supposed to. Their work was with the 3rd density going to 4th. It was showing, you know, my friend was showing him how to quit smoking, how to depend less on weed, how to behave in his workplace, how to resolve conflict with people, etc., etc. And yeah, that's you know, you don't make that error. Don't make that error. You will have whatever experience you're supposed to have, and it will show you whatever you need to do next. Also in your storyline, you see. A 6th density soul, for example, works on balancing love and wisdom, and then losing a sense of identity also. Losing a sense of identity because at the 7th density, at the 6th density, you recognize the oneness and you're wise and you see how the game works and you know the laws of creation and cause and effect. But you have not yet let go of your sense of individuality and ego. 7th density is pure immersion into the one. Pure immersion into the one. And that's part of the work of a 6th density soul. And it does so also through service to others. So, you know, for the most part, every time I tripped, minus the first few trips, I was filled with a sense of mission and I want to serve and I want to help and I want to do this and do that. Because that's what souls do at 6th density. Whereas if you're not yet at that level, you know, you're gonna get different messages. You're gonna get different messages. So whatever message you get, that's the perfect message. That's what you need to hear. And yeah, I just thought I wanted to share this with you guys because it's definitely a pitfall that can drive you crazy because they're like, they don't get it. Like, what? They don't get it? What? You know, it can drive you crazy because you think, whoa, everybody must be having the same experience, and you make the judgment. Like, if you know, that's the judgment that I had. I'm like, you know, when I first really like got into psychedelics, I was like, man, everybody's got to take psychedelics. It's gonna make everyone realize the truth. It's gonna make everyone loving. It's gonna make everyone realize that it's all a cosmic joke, and then like, you know, it's gonna make everyone wise, and it's gonna make everyone like. It's like no. That's not how it works. You know, it's certainly not how it works. That's not how it works, at all. And it's the same thing with all substances, also with all drugs, all forms of drugs. They act differently on the mind, body, spirit complex of the being. You know, we're very complex. We're very complex. Life itself is complex. Humans are very complex. It's a mind, body, spirit complex. You see? Yeah, that's about it. Thank you to all the Patreons for your support. I love you guys. And if you'd like to support, a couple of bucks a month or a one-time donation, we have the links in the description. If you want to reach out one-on-one, follow on Instagram, Saeed Mobayed. And until next time, may the force be with you.